Today we're looking at the next 10 rookies coming off the board in ADP. We're looking at quarterbacks, running backs, tight ends, wide receivers, and we're looking at our next 10 rookies coming off the board per Underdog Fantasy. This isn't a rankings. I don't have them listed in a certain way. Really just going down the list in ADP, going rookie by rookie, strategizing, talking ball, looking at the team, looking at the advanced metrics, looking at how they can be a lottery ticket for your fantasy team. But what you do need to do right now is click that subscribe button, because we're doing these player lists every day. We're doing deep dives on these players every day. We're talking strategy. We're talking ball in season. We're doing waiver wires every day. Even when the waivers have ran, we're still talking waivers. On top of that, we're doing deep dives on the waiver wire players, the guys switching on the depth chart, everything else. And we're helping you set your lineups. Everything's here. Click that button. Stop missing out. Jayden Daniels, the QB10 off the board, round 8 draft capital. Slings the ball downfield and is going to be in a fast-paced RPO offense that wants him to get the ball out quick so he can stay upright this season as a rookie quarterback. We saw it in preseason. He's pushing it downfield. He's also dinking and dunking a little bit, as he should, but he also got a floor with the rushing production. I believe in home leagues compared to underdog leagues, he's going to be a lot cheaper than this due to him being a rookie quarterback. And the thing is, the rookie quarterbacks, they are gambles. But once you get to the double-digit rounds, and I believe he's going to be a double-digit round player in a lot of home leagues, once you get there, and he's going to be in a weird scenario here with the Commanders, but he's a rookie quarterback, can push it downfield, has a rushing floor. If you got him stacked with another quarterback, or if you got him to play the matchups with, or if you got him to see what happens due to his rushing versatility, then that might be a smart look for you, especially if you're stacking up wide receiver, running back, tight end. Now you're looking at quarterback. There's really not much there that you're looking at. All the big names are really gone. Everybody else is kind of iffy to you, and you want to go with something ambiguous with some upside. Maybe Jayden Daniels is the guy to go with. Blake Corum's in the news hard. Blake Corum's in the news hard, and he is a must-get handcuff for Kyren Williams. Even if I don't have Kyren Williams, I'm looking to get Blake Corum. You just saw how the internet reacted just off a little news blurb on Kyren Williams returning punts. That's how much people are going to pay up for on the waiver wire if he gets released to the waiver wire. That's how much people are going to want him. That's how much trade equity he will have if something happens to Kyren Williams, if you wanted to trade him even. There's a lot of versatility here. He's a high-end handcuff right now. Due to, if any of these running backs go down, Kyren or Blake, they're going to be getting a lot of touches. He might get some extra touches by default because he is very dependable, very good. He's NFL ready, good to go, rock solid. Look at his tape from Michigan. Not last year's, but his 2022 tape. Like I've been saying, go look at that. I like both these running backs, and I believe Blake Corum's time is eventually going to happen. I think Kyren Williams is going to be the dude, just scaled back a little bit like they've been saying over the last year or so. They want to use multiple running backs anyways. They've been saying that in the media. We've covered that ad nauseum for years now. We've been talking about these Rams backfield for a long time, and the one thing they love is dependability, and that's why Williams is returning punts. That's why Williams is getting a lot of the workload, and that's why they drafted Blake Corum. He's very dependable at all phases, and that's what they want. That's why Cam Akers was consistently in the doghouse. Even though, not counting the injuries, he wasn't as dependable. He was not a guy that you can just install whatever concepts for the week and let it fly. Blake Corum's that dude. He's a lunch pail running back, and he's a good lottery ticket, even though it's expensive right now. If you got Kyren Williams, you better get Blake Corum. 80. Mitchell's got a lot of upside. He's got a lot of upside. He is rising in value. He was in the double-digit rounds prior, more like 12, 13, 14 rounds, but now he's up to round 11 on Underdog. A lot of people are getting hip to him. He stretches the field. He gets deep. He can get those deep balls, which, if anything, he could be a splash game machine for you, giving you a lot of nothing for a few weeks, and all of a sudden a big performance, a lot of nothing, big performance. If he's on the field, running routes, seeing some targets, that could potentially happen. If he reels in a deep target or two, that's what you could be looking at. The other lottery ticket wide receivers who are drafted kind of high with a lot of upside, they're going a few more rounds ahead of him. Round 7, round 6, round 8. And even in a home league where they're falling, he's falling past them a couple more rounds. He's cheaper. If you want a lottery ticket wide receiver that's young, he's a guy to look at. And the odds are not too much far off from some of those wide receivers either, because he's good. He can stretch the field. He's got 4.3 speed. He's got a quarterback with a strong arm. Josh Downs is nicked up right now. Josh Downs has been nicked up off and on throughout his NFL and collegiate career. That's just how he is. And A.D. Mitchell could be getting more run than expected. Jaylen Polk has burst speed and can get downfield. Could be electric in this passing game. Jacoby Brissett, though, named as the starter as of today. However, Polk, when you're looking at him, we got a little bit of competition in the offense, but he was drafted in the second round for a reason. Not just the second round, but the high end of the second round, almost pushing to the first round. We got some upside. You watched him back at Washington. You saw him make some big plays happen and get downfield. And that could happen over time here with the Patriots. Trey Benson, falling a little bit in ADP. He was in round 10 a few weeks ago. There's no reason for that. He honestly should be increasing in ADP because he was looking good in preseason. He had some good runs, and he had some good runs in training camp, but not everybody's looking at the training camps clips every day, trying to make content out of it like I am, trying to read the tea leaves every day. I mean, you can read the news blurbs and stuff. I do that as well, but also Trey Benson's got a lot of pop. If something happens to James Conner, which happens to a lot of running backs, he's the next guy up, and he's going to be massively explosive in this offense, and he's going to be a prime lottery ticket to get. Jaylen Wright is another prime lottery ticket when he's on the Dolphins. Any running back breathing air on the Dolphins, you got to pay attention to. That's just the name of the game. If you're on the field breathing air for the Dolphins, you got to pay attention to that player. You got to pay attention to that player. Jaylen Wright's got 2 hosses in front of him. Raheem must start in the fantasy football circles. And then also Devin Achan, who is dynamic. But both these running backs have injury histories. All running backs have injury histories. That's just how running backs are. And Jaylen Wright, if one of those running backs go down, because they do like to run a little bit of a committee, is going to see opportunities. And he is just a lottery ticket, but a high-end lottery ticket with a lot of upside. And I suggest this part of the draft, round 11, 12, 13, 14, you just get those lottery ticket running backs. If there's a wide receiver you like, get them. But don't have too many of those, because the odds of the wide receivers hitting like a Puka Nacua is drastically much lower compared to the running backs. Xavier, Legette. Like I said, he's a lottery ticket wide receiver. There's a lot of upside here. We got the Canales offense now. On top of that, Bryce Young's going into year 2. They drafted him high for a reason. He's got 4.3 speed. He's going to be on the field. He was nicked up in training camp. He is cheap. He is free. Might even be undrafted in your league. Lottery ticket wide receiver. Ray Davis is a very good running back prospect who might be getting more touches than realized early in the season as the 1B running back to James Cook. He's good between the tackles, good in pass protection. If something happens to James Cook, he can be the guy. He can be relied upon. I think Ray Davis is a guy that could really help turn your team around the middle of the season if something happens. A good lottery ticket running back. Braelon Allen is another good lottery ticket running back. He's going to be playing with/behind Breece Hall. He's good between the tackles, massively productive at Wisconsin at 17 years old, even as a freshman. Nicked up last year in 2023 with an ankle injury, which slowed things down a bit for him. Got him drafted in the 4th round, a tremendous value for the Jets. I think if he was healthy in 2023, had 1,200-yard production like it did the previous 2 seasons, he would have been drafted on day 2. Easily. Braelon Allen's got a lot of upside if something happens to Breece Hall, just like any of these other running backs in the double-digit rounds. He's a tremendous lottery ticket. Bucky Irving's another lottery ticket. If something happens to Rachaad White, you're going to pencil him in. However, the offensive line you're looking at, Canales is gone. You're watching this offense to see if there's many changes here. They're moving some players around. But what I can say about Bucky Irving, he's good between the tackles, very dependable in the passing game. You can split him out in the slot. He's very versatile. Not the most athletic running back per size of just athleticism, but he is a gritty running back and he can get the job done. So if he does get opportunities, he could be used good in the passing game. But those are the 10 rookies we're looking at today. If you want, I will do another video on the next 10 rookies. Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to hit that subscribe button on the way out. One thing for watching. Catch you on the next video.